All right, we're here in Charleston, South Carolina. We're at the Aquarium Wharf. As you guys probably know, the word Aquarium Wharf implies that there's an aquarium someplace around here, and I'm gonna go out there. I was gonna jump in the water for you guys because it's about 98 degrees out here right now, but I couldn't get over the fence with my leg. A man may throw me over the fence later, but we're trying to find some cool shit to do here so you guys can see something one day prior to the NPC Junior USA Championships here, Trey Bennett's show. We're gonna walk around a little bit. I hear there's a gym here. I hear there's a monument to Fort Sumter, and I'm gonna give you a little history lesson a little later when we get over there. For now, let's go look for the aquarium, and you never know what we might find. We just entered the aquarium and we come upon a fish tank Johnny said I should get from my living room. This is a saltwater tank. You can see a beautiful angel right here, fish, and the puffers are probably the most popular. They're like little dog. They're the fishes, the dogs of the fish world. If you look a little closer, you can see a queen angel in the back there. Also going along the top there. Beautiful blue colors with the yellow tail.
The long one at the top.
I don't know what that long one is actually. I got to tell you, I'm miffed on that one. But this is a really nice tank. This would be a perfect size tank I'm asking, although I'm not really too fond of the round, because it kind of distorts a little bit, you know? But I would take it. The Vasa parrot. It is a Madagascar parrot, and it was home to, Madagascar is actually home to the largest land birds anywhere. Actually, it's called the elephant bird, the biggest bird of all time, but this is related to it, I guess you could say. I'm climbing into the capsule here so I can get more in touch with the lemurs. Let's see if the lemurs will come up to me. All right, I think I'm going to try to get a lemur to come over here. It's a little claustrophobic in here, I must admit, but the lemurs seem very disinterested in me. There's broccoli sprawled all over here. I get they're herbivores, obviously, but they're, I guess they're having nap time now. It's kind of like when I'm at the office about 2 o'clock, I fall asleep for a little bit. That's the Madagascar collared lizard, and the great thing about it's actually an iguana, believe it or not. And what these like to do is they like to climb into the tree stumps and they curl up and they kind of camouflage themselves. If you look at the neck of it, it has like a black tattoo. It almost looks like that's why it's called the collared iguana. These are the spider tortoises now. Now the difference between a turtle and a tortoise is turtles live in water. Tortoises are land animals exclusively, and they're pretty cool. You know, they kind of camouflage in with that little pattern they have on their back. And these reptiles are all from Madagascar, so we must be in the Madagascar room. In here we can see the tomato frog. The females are usually much bigger than the males, and they do look like tomatoes. They have the same exact coloring. Most tomato frogs secrete a very bad tasting and irritating mucus, so that's why that's how they prevent themselves from getting eaten. If you come over here, you can see the giant hognose snake. These things eat like rats and any kind of rodents they can pretty much get their hands on. They can grow to a length of about 5 feet long. They're pretty cool. Actually, the coolest one is over here. The Mantella frogs are sometimes confused with South African poison dart frogs. Some of these, what they do is they secrete toxins from their skin, and when predators try to eat them, these little things, they die basically. So, and it all has to do with what insects they eat. So these things are a little small, but they're deadly. The day gecko is a very bright green color. I like it a lot because of the vibrancy. You can see that little red mark on its mouth. They're pretty much known for that. They eat insects, spiders, small fruit. They can grow to 10 inches, actually, believe it or not. They can get pretty big. That crocodile there is a Nile crocodile. It's got tremendous teeth. It can grow to 16 feet. It'll eat lemurs, actually, fish, turtles. It'll pretty much eat anything it can get its hand on. And they're pretty dangerous. You don't really want to be in the water with one of these things. All right, we're looking at the shark tank right now. It's a pretty big one. Look at those teeth, Johnny. That's like jaw, like a mini little jaws there.
Somebody always got to come to think I got a little shark.
Yeah, that's a big shark. Would you swim in that tank with these guys?
Them sharks, no.
No, you wouldn't swim in it?
Shark teeth is
nah, you're afraid of those guys? Come on.
Maybe fish for them, but
yeah, you could.
I didn't even swim them.
You could spear them with a spear gun?
Spear gun.
I think that's a tuner actually right there. These seahorses, they hold on to the corals with their tails, and it's really kind of hard to keep these things with other fish. Otherwise they don't eat right. They grow to about 6 inches in length. They're kind of really cool looking. They're kind of a fish in and of themselves. You got to have like a separate tank for these things. It's a southern flounder. Grows to about 30 inches in length, and obviously they blend into the sand, so they can't be spotted by predators. They're bottom feeders, just like fluke and flounder kind of feed on the bottom. These things are like almost invisible in the sand unless you take a really, really careful look at them. This turtle's name is the Big Nasty. There's a reason why they call him the Big Nasty. He knows all of Ronnie Coleman's workout sayings. Let's see if we can hear him say something.
Yeah, buddy. Lightweight, lightweight.
We are here at the albino alligator display. If you look carefully, you'll notice the lack of pigment in the alligator. The first albino alligator nest was, and the only one ever discovered, was discovered about 60 years ago. And the interesting thing is that alligators don't really survive in the wild when they're white colored because they're very easy prey for predators, especially when they're younger. If you look at him though, he's got no pigment whatsoever. He's got red eyes, and I guess they rescued this guy and they've been raising him ever since. He's probably a lot safer here, believe it or not, than being out in the wild because he would be a predator. He sticks out like a sore thumb. But this is a rare, obviously. They also, a lot of white animals they call leucistic animals, which means they lack pigment all over their bodies and have the red eyes. They lack even the pigment in their eye coloration. This is the American bald eagle. This one was rescued from the wild, and as you know, this is our country's national bird, and it stands for life, liberty, pursuit of happiness. It actually was removed from the endangered species list in 2007, so they're not endangered anymore. But this one is just, you can just look at that beak on it. You can just tell, and look at the talons on it. You can tell this thing can probably take down a pretty big sized rodent, you know, maybe even like a small deer. I mean, this thing is just like a serious predator. You don't want to have this thing swooping down on you, but look at that white head with the yellow beak. It's just a totally majestic bird. You don't see many of these, especially not in a zoo usually or an aquarium. I'm standing here at Fort Sumter in South Carolina. This is a historic monumental place. This is where the first shots for the American Civil War were fired between the Confederate and the Northern armies on April 1861. So this started the Civil War right here, right where we are. It's amazing just to think that there were people firing on each other, people that maybe Johnny and I could have been firing on each other because we were on different sides depending on where we lived, and it was all over slavery. And this is where it all started right here. And this is a historically significant place. On a historically significant weekend, this is the 2014 NPC Junior USA weekend, and we're gonna see some great bodybuilding, fitness, figure, bikini, men's physique, women's physique, this entire weekend, and a lot of pro cards given out. So guys, stay tuned. History will be made this weekend for certain. All right, well, before we leave the aquarium, I'm going to go into the hurricane simulator. Now, what I'm assuming this machine does is it probably simulates the conditions of a hurricane inside this chamber here. Johnny thinks that my hair is going to get really messed up, so I'm doing this only for you guys on RX Muscle. Let's see what this thing is going to do. I don't know what to expect from it, but only for you guys, I will experience anything. There we go. All right, I'm going into the hurricane simulator. You might have to turn it on. It's counting down right now. I'm kind of scared. It's getting loud in here. There's a lot of wind coming out of the top. It's actually cool. It feels good. Ooh, very windy. Very windy. 34 miles an hour. 40 miles an hour. 50 miles per hour wind blowing on me. 55, 58, 60 miles per hour wind. 65, 70 miles per hour wind on me now. We're heading to 80 miles per hour. 80 miles per hour, guys. It's a torrential storm in here. I'm blowing everywhere. I gotta stop the wind and coming back from 80 miles. Jumping down. Alright, thank God I thought I was gonna get crushed by the wind. It's just too much for me to handle here. Woo! This is some storm. Woo! Only for you guys on RX Muscle! Do I give you the hurricane?